Welcome to Frames episode on the globalization of Pakistani art. We'll be talking in this show to Anita Dawood and Hamad Nasir of Green Cardamom, a not-for-profit organization set up in London to promote the Pakistani artists. Anita and Hamad have really taken off in terms of taking their stable of artists forward to an international viewership and have increased the market for Pakistani art substantially in America and Europe. As a result, Pakistani artists are commanding stupendously high prices, something which sounds like science fiction. We'll also be looking at the kind of entrepreneurship that this globalization has set rolling. We'll be also talking to Kamala Chaudhary of artchalk.com, an online Pakistani art buying and selling agency working out of Karachi and Dubai. Kamala is looking after the Dubai end and has great plans to have the golden goose lay as many eggs as possible. A lot of people have made good, including artists, including impresarios, including curators, and including those who are seriously interested in taking Pakistani art up to a larger audience, an international audience. Of course, there's nothing wrong in artists charging high prices. There is nothing wrong in the international market getting to see Pakistani art. What we need to ask ourselves is, does a Western audience confirm the value of the work? Do record bids make history? That is the trend we've seen. Today, the history of Pakistani art is written by the checkbook, not by achievements. Money making mutes of all of us. When it comes to the internationalization of Pakistani art, the name of Green Cardamom ranks as an important one. Green Cardamom started out as a not-for-profit organization. It was founded by Hamad Nasir and Anita Dawood, both of whom are here with us today. When you guys launched Green Cardamom, did you think you'd come as far as you have, the time frame that we are dealing with? I mean, I think the first major output from Green Cardamom is the Karkhana show in 2005, right? And we are sitting in 2009 and you're practically a household name.
We really didn't know where we were going to go with this. We were enjoying what we were doing. It was very interesting. It was very fulfilling. And we really didn't know where, how we were going to make this work, how it was going to be something we could do sustainably.
Did you think that it would ever click the way it has? That you would really tap into the market that you do have today for your stable of artists?
The market has changed. I think the scholarship, the interest from an academic point of view was always there. There were people who were academically interested in the work. The market, when we started, there really wasn't much of a market, was there? Then we suddenly saw this change happening and we had, a very different kind of clientele basically coming in and a lot of interest. And from there, from 2006 onwards, I think things changed quite a bit. And we were just very lucky that we happened to be doing what we were doing at the time we were doing it. It was really just, being in the right place at the right time.
Just let me backtrack a bit and introduce these two from where they're coming. Anita started out as a development communicationist with a background in editing and publishing. I think she takes care of that component of Green Cardamom. Hamad started life as an investment banker, if I'm not mistaken, gave up a six-figure salary to come into the arts and has now become an active player in the art world. Either hate Hamad or you love Hamad. As far as Pakistani gallery owners are concerned, they abhor Hamad, that's essentially.
Actually ever done a business plan, we would have never done it. It just simply doesn't make any financial sense for us to be doing what we're doing. But we're not just financial beings.
Financially, things were getting quite bad, and really we were at one point, at least I was at the point where I was saying, okay, how is this going to work? And that was the point really where the Rangunwala Foundation actually just coincidentally stepped in then.
Would you say that you were actually on the front lines in pushing Pakistani art out of the borders of the country into a larger audience? Because remember, before this, really nothing has happened on that front.
Well, that's not strictly true.
There was a lot happening in Pakistan. I mean, there
Well,
were
not happening
galleries
in Pakistan, but not a lot happening in terms of Pakistani artists abroad.
There were a couple of other shows, one called Intelligent Rebellion, curated by Salima Hashmi back in the mid-90s. So there had been a number of smaller shows.
Separate in time and space, I mean, and sort of separate enough to be forgotten by the time the other came round.
We've certainly benefited from the contemporary art world's perpetual need to renew itself.
So what would you say, what are the three key main ingredients or three key ingredients of your success?
This generation of artists we're showing are the first generation of Pakistani artists who've been born and brought up in Pakistan, and I think their work has a sense of place, it has an engagement with their surroundings. There's a very specific cultural context and a cultural backdrop that they're working within, and they're doing it very consciously. And I think that gives a lot of depth and value to their work, and it gives something very new that Pakistan is actually offering. I think it's coincided with the buying frenzy in the art market that's been working, I guess you could say, to the advantage of green cardamom.
What do you have to say to the fact that you also have had a major role to play, igniting this buying frenzy, as it were?
If you look at the auction markets, I think there you will see the buying frenzy. And we have not really engaged with that buying frenzy, but that was the backdrop within which we were operating.
PIA pilots earn these big fat salaries. And they earn these big fat salaries, even in Zia's time, because they could fly any plane for anybody. So there was an international resource. I think our artists are some of the most talented international resource we have. So I don't think we should be begrudging them that they can make a living.
Prices have caught fire, okay, starting 2006, 2007, and simply on the basis of green cardamom showing them somewhere.
The way we have priced work has been, looking at what has been the artist's career to date, how many shows they have done, and that has helped us price the work. Now, the same artists who we're showing in our gallery at a particular price will be sold at auctions for prices that are much higher, but we don't raise the gallery prices because the auction price has gone up.
But look at the work of Ali Kazim. I think you hosted the first show of Ali Kazim, both in England and in Pakistan. And the prices that we were talking about, of somebody who had never shown before, were approximately £3,000.
We are showing his work and pricing it in line with the context we're working in.
Which is an international context.
If we put his price there and we said, okay, fine, this is Ali Kazim's for £500, and you can go and see other work in a nearby gallery by an artist who has as much experience and their price at £2,000, it doesn't make any sense.
Why do you keep the prices uniform when you are showing the work of the same artist in Pakistan, where this is really not the startup artist's wall price?
Because the market is global now. Any buyer can buy that work in Pakistan, can buy the work overseas.
Some galleries have kept some work, put it into auction, said it's been sold for 10, put it into auction and sold it for 100 and pocketed the difference. So in effect, that's almost like stealing from the artist.
Doesn't it make the game dirtier than it already is?
There's nothing new in the world.
It's certainly new in the Pakistani art scene, isn't it?
Yes, I mean, simply the auctions haven't been playing a role in the art of Pakistan for a long time. So this has been a flash, and who knows how long it takes for the auction markets to recover, because right now they're in the doldrums.